I'm Alicia,
I'm Abbey,
and this is
Mystic's Guide to the Universe, your guide to practical spirituality. So, Alicia, we have come out of a bit of hibernation. Summer was a pretty busy time, and then in the fall, we get really popular. And then you and I were so busy, like I know October was packed for me. After October, both of us were kind of like, okay, let's take a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was better at taking a beat than you were, as per usual. What kept you going? What kept you busy?
I don't even know. It's all such a blur.
Let's explore. Was it because you had to be busy, or was it because you just couldn't let yourself slow down?
This is something that I've been kind of struggling with for the last week is I know that I need to slow down, but I just can't. It's like I'm scared to slow down. And I know that's something that a lot of people are really struggling with right now too.
Yeah, I feel like, especially those of us in Michigan, a lot of us get hit with kind of the seasonal blues. I think that I have gotten a lot better about honoring when I'm tired, honoring when I need to slow down. I know sometimes that is frustrating to you because you're like, do you have to slow down that much? But I always appreciate when you are patient and you wait for me to come out the other side. Even if you're not patient in your mind, you keep it to yourself most of the time.
Well, I think a lot of it is I know that I'm part of the problem too. Like, I just can't wrap my mind around slowing down. It's just not something that I do. I'm just not built that way. And I don't know if it's like, I didn't used to be like I can blame it on the fact that I'm a Virgo, right? But I think when I see somebody slow down, inherently, I view that as weakness, even though in my brain, I'm like, I wish I could do that. I wish I was strong enough to be able to slow down. But there's something in my soul. It's like this reaction that I'm like, they can't handle it. They can't hack it. They're not strong enough to like power through it. In my brain, I know that there's actually more power in honoring what your body needs and honoring what your soul needs and slowing down. But for some reason, my automatic reaction is like, oh, well, okay, they're a fucking baby.
So I did used to have that mindset. It's only very recently that I've really started to pull myself out of it. But growing up, my dad was very much your production is your worth.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my siblings still carry that today. But the shame and guilt that I would carry with me for slowing down was crippling. And it's only been in the last year or so that I have started to honor the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, even though it's something that you are admitting that you struggle with, you are a big part of why I started to honor that cycle because of everything that you would say during Mystic Circle, during witchcraft.
So you started practicing what I was preaching.
Yes, I did.
I need to do that.
I try to get you to so much. And you still are like, I'm not a wimp.
But it's like somebody has to hold space all the time. And I can tell people, here's what you need to be doing to honor yourself while also knowing I need to be there to hold space for all of these people while they're honoring themselves.
I'm going to blow your mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the easiest ways to hold space is in the stillness.
Mm-hmm. This time of year is the time to be introspective. This time of year is the time to kind of hibernate a little bit and bunker down.
It's hunker down.
We have coined the term bunker down.
We did not coin anything. I'm team hunker.
Okay, well, I'm team both. I've always been
No.
on both. I've always played both teams in every
Okay.
aspect of my life.
Yeah, well, same on that, just not in the improper use of hunker. You're going to cut this out, aren't you?
No, I'm keeping it.
You're going to cut my sass out. You're going to be like, it's bunker.
No, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
But this time of year I think it's so important for us to honor the cycle of the earth, especially in the area that we live. Right now, she is taking a nap. She is slowing down. She is shedding. Well, she's already shed all of her layers, all of the things that she doesn't need anymore. And now she's sleeping. And it's a good time of year for us to do that. But I know a lot of people struggle right now with having the motivation to do anything. And so sometimes it's really scary to stop And it's really scary to slow down because personally for me, I don't know if I will have enough energy to get going again if I stop. And last week I was doing a somatic therapy session and I was talking about how I feel like a car, like my car has 220,000 miles on it, probably more than that now. And I feel like my car, it's like I'm so tired and I just have to keep going because I'm scared to stop at a red light. Like I pray that every day I get all green lights in my life and literally as I'm driving because I'm scared that if I hit the brakes, that's it. I'm donezo. It's just I'm not moving again after that. And so I've always known that seasonal depression was like a thing, but it's not anything that I ever experienced until very recently. The reason why we're getting back to the podcast now, we've had so many people tell us that we offer them comfort, and even just listening to our voices on the way to work or hearing what we have to say, understanding different aspects of our lives and our personality, we bring people so much comfort. And this time of year is a time where people really need comfort. So we are here to kind of offer that and to give you ways to find that comfort in your own life through the seasonal depression and through the winter blues.
That is a perfect segue because we have talked a lot about honoring, but let's talk about specific ways to do that. Side note, it was hilarious that you mentioned a car because while you were talking about worrying about being able to start up again, I started picturing those old cars that you had to put a crank in the front and you would just crank and crank and crank and crank to get it started. And I was like, girl, I got you. I'll crank you up.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what you need. You need somebody else to crank you up. And that's my fucking problem. I feel like I have to be the one to crank. I'm like Kimmy Schmidt in the bunker. Get out of my way. I'm ready to crank because milk has an expiration date. And so does my wherewithal to like function.
In fairness, you've never slowed down far enough to give me a chance to boot you back up. So we don't actually know if it's possible or not, but maybe.
I think my crank is so far up my ass, it would be really hard to find.
I'm not fishing for it. You know what? You have partners. You can, I'm outsourcing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Okay. Specific ways to honor yourself. I do struggle with stillness. I struggle with silence. I'm always on my phone, always playing a game, always watching TV, always some sort of stimuli in front of me. I don't really know why my mind gets so intense. And I think it's because the energy isn't able to get out of my body because I have a hard time, moving. So one of the things I have been working on a lot is being okay sitting in the silence and sitting in the stillness. In the stillness, the universe speaks. When you allow yourself to go through the rooms of your mind more slowly, everything becomes a lot more clear. That's actually part of why I enjoy doing hypnosis sessions. The people who come to me are usually people with overactive minds. And if all I can give them is an hour of quiet to walk through the rooms of their mind, that's something that has brought me a lot of joy. Now, you've experienced that. I'm curious how the hypnosis sessions that we have done feel similar to your meditation. Because I know that you are a lot more skilled at meditation than I am. So how similar is that quiet for you?
It's a completely different environment. Usually when I'm meditating, I'm still in control, like outwardly, like outside of my meditation. I'm still in control. I'm in my own environment. I am usually like I have one ear open in case anybody needs me, whatever. When somebody else is able to facilitate that for you, so especially when you are able to facilitate that for me, I feel like I can kind of shut that part of my mind off and just allow myself to fully sink into it. I'm very, very skilled at meditating just in my daily life. I can meditate while I'm driving. I can meditate while I'm cooking dinner, while I'm doing my makeup in the morning. But then there are deeper meditations where I lay in bed at night and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to really just shut everything off and meditate. But if somebody else is there, awake, holding space for me while I can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, it is a much more powerful experience, I think. So I think it's important to kind of balance the two. Definitely meditate yourself, but if you have somebody that can facilitate that for you, I think that's a game changer.
Okay. Yeah. What is one of the ways that you cope with that slowness, especially since you're one of those people who doesn't slow down? So for half of our listeners, the ones who are in your shoes, how do you find ways to keep yourself from sinking too low?
Yeah, I physically cannot slow down. I'm always going to be doing something or working out a problem in my brain or figuring out the next thing I'm going to do. So I find ways, like little pockets of time where I can be doing something that feels productive to me, but able to turn my brain off at the same time. So every day of the week except Tuesday, I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is go to the gym. And that is really good for me. That's the only place where I feel like I can go and just kind of let everything out and complain. And I don't complain. I complain to you.
Yeah.
But I don't complain in my everyday life. I don't allow people to see when I'm upset or when if I don't want to do something or if I'm just not feeling it, whatever, I just power through. My trainer actually calls me the drama train. So a lot of days I come into the gym and he's like, oh, I can tell that the drama train has pulled into the station today because he'll tell me to do something. And I'm just like, Ken, I don't want to do it. And he makes me do it anyway. That helps me because it feels productive. It feels like I'm doing something good for my body. It feels like I'm doing something good for my brain. But it's also I think that's one of only 2 places in my entire life that I let somebody else. No, that is the only place that I fully let somebody else take control and just tell me what to do. I don't have to think. I'm just going to do whatever you tell me to do. And I'll complain about it, but I don't have to think in that moment. I just kind of go into autopilot and just do what I'm told. And I just kind of let my brain wander. Everywhere else in my life, I always have some semblance of control. So that's good for me. And last time I did any plant medicine was the time that you and I did it.
Correct. Same.
Oh, that's the last time you did too?
Yeah.
It was a year ago. So a lot of times that helps. I try to do that once a year to just kind of give my brain a reset because that's 8 hours that I can't do anything. And usually the next day I can't do anything either because I'm processing. The other day I knew that I needed to slow down. I knew that I was coming up to a burnout. And so for some reason my body said, oh, you're going to have a migraine. So it completely made me totally blind. I was actually at a donut shop with my girlfriend and I was looking at her and she's like, what's wrong? And I said, I'm trying to figure out if I'm getting a migraine because when I start taking a migraine, I start to go blind. And I'm like, is the sun just in my eyes or am I going blind? And then 15 minutes later, I was gone, fully blind, couldn't see anything. It was awful. So I just had to go home and I had to literally lay in bed for the rest of the day. And it's times like that when I know my higher self and my guides are telling me bitch, you need to slow down. And if I don't listen, they're going to put me down.
Yeah.
And I've done so much magic lately to not let myself get a cold, to get the flu, to get bronchitis, to get anything seasonally that's going to put me down. I've done too much magic. And so I can't get sick, but they can get me in other ways. And so they do. So listening to your body is so important.
I think it might have been during your past life regression with me where I was talking to your higher self. It wasn't your higher self. It was 2 higher beings. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they literally said, I said, what does she most need to know right now? What does she most need to be aware of? And they just went, she's not going to listen. So we're not going to bother.
Yeah. And I wonder why. Honestly, 2025 was a fantastic year until the middle of October. And it seems like the veil started to thin and I was like, things are getting a little weird. Things are feeling a little off. So I've been asking myself, what is the lesson in this? Clearly there's a lesson here. And that's why you were just talking about this at witchcraft class last night. You were like, you want to sit in this for some reason. And I do. I feel like I need to sit in it because there is a lesson here for me. There have been so many things that have just gone bad, back to back to back to back. And I need to figure out what that is so I don't keep repeating the cycle, but it's hard.
I have an idea.
Then go for it.
I think part of it is that for the last 2.5 months, you have been putting other people before you What you don't allow yourself to consider is that that person that is calling on you or needing your help or whatever, they don't want you to help them to your detriment, with one exception, but that person isn't around anymore. So,
well, that's true.
yeah.
I think the universe has been taking people who don't honor my boundaries out of my life. And
I've been here for it. I'm excited. Every time somebody drops, I'm like, yes.
I know. It's hard. It's hard for me. In one of our plant medicine retreats, one of the women who I just adore and love so much, she came to me during her experience, shall we call it?
Yes.
And she was like, you're the collector. You collect people so that you can bring them together, and you collect people so that you can put them where they need to go. And she said that help me remember, maybe you'll remember, but she said that I was like the mother raven, and I was collecting all of these little baby ravens to like put them together. And I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That is my life's mission. And I might not be able to hold on to people. There have been a lot of people that have come to Circle specifically just to meet other people in Circle and then go about their business. They don't come back.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the people from Circle went and started their own circle, and the people that were supposed to meet each other did.
Yeah. I love that they found who resonated with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay that it's not us.
It's always okay.
There are people we care about that are in our lives for a season.
Yeah.
And we'll remember them fondly forever and hope that they wander back. But it's also okay with us that they leave the nest to stick with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's hard, especially this time of year. There's a lot of loss that happens this time of year. There's a lot of feelings of loss, especially if you're navigating the season with the emptiness that comes from losing people. And it could be you've lost them through death, you've lost them through breakups, you've lost them through friendships dissolving, whatever
or family
it is.
drama.
Or family drama, or just having different viewpoints or values, or just, life, it moves so fast. And there are people, I'm sure, people who are listening to this, you spent last Christmas or last New Year's or last winter with people that are not going to be at your table this year for whatever reason. And loss is really hard, but embracing that loss is so important.
It's okay that things are sometimes seasonal. It's okay that not everybody will be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of what makes relationships beautiful, is if you understand that they're temporary.
Yeah.
Even if they last several decades, most relationships are temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you do is you hold on and you enjoy it as much as you can. And I know you just recently experienced that.
Oh, yeah.
I know how hard that has been for you. And I know that it's going to be difficult moving forward, and that, there's hopes that things will wander back together.
Mm-hmm.
But like you told me, I always knew that there was a time limit to this. And so I soaked up as much as I could when I could.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it easier because you have all that you paid so much attention to, like allowed those memories to solidify so much that you have those vivid memories to go back to. I don't know if this is related. I feel like it's somewhat related, but that brings me back to one of my coping mechanisms for this time of year. For people that are bent a little more my way, where you are mostly just struggling to do anything. Some days are better than others. Let's say I'm having a particularly harsh time and only one out of every 14 days is a good day or a manageable day. In that one day, I will do absolutely everything that I can for the version of myself that I know is going to be going through life for the next 2 weeks. I will clean as much as I can in the house. I will prepare as much food as I can. I will reach out to as many friends as I can to touch base with them, let them know I'm alive, let them know I'm thinking of them. I will book as many appointments as I can because I know that I will most likely be down for the next 2 weeks.
I've been saying for months that I just have a feeling it's going to be a really bad winter because I think a lot of people need to be kind of forced inside. And especially here where we are, we have a ton of snow and it has been brutally cold. And
I love it so much.
Yeah, you do. I hate it. I accept it and I love it as part of the cycle.
Nice save.
But it's definitely not where I thrive. But I think this winter is going to be kind of brutal for a little while, so that people are forced inside and forced to be introspective, and they have the opportunity to just kind of be cozy and be with their family and do things that make them feel a little bit better. Here are some things that I would like myself to remember going through this harsh winter that we're getting into. Eat foods that make you feel nourished and fueled and warm. Put down your phone every now and then and allow your brain to just be your brain, which is very scary for me. I would like to bring more elements into my home. I have some plants that I've been keeping alive, surprisingly. My ficus died.
No.
Yeah, she's gone. My fan palms have also gone to be with the Lord.
Not the Lord.
Yeah, they really needed some help there. But bringing in more elements, lighting candles. I've been using a candle warmer, and it's just not the same as lighting a candle.
No.
So I think I'm going to be lighting candles.
There's something magical about that flame.
Yeah, there is.
It's alive.
It is, and it can talk to you, and it can...
Yeah, do you ever feel comforted by its presence?
Yeah. I don't have a fireplace in my house, so candles are the next best thing. I mean, we have way too much snow to go out and do a fire. Bringing in those elements, taking more baths, and like a warm drink. I'm going to allow myself to go get warm drinks more often. I never do. I'm not a coffee drinker, so it's not like I'm a go to Starbucks type of person, but you've been bringing me warm drinks. I love a mint tea, so I'm going to allow myself to do that. Also, for me, getting under a heated blanket is like my number one thing right now. Different scents, if you can, again, for me, because I'm obsessed with perfume. So if you can find like a really good perfume that encapsulates the feeling of winter. Sound, going to a specific sound bath for bringing up your energy, raising your vibration in the winter, and just allowing yourself to rest.
Let's talk about maybe one of the most important things. And this is hard, specifically for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're not the only one. And I'm really good at it. Admitting to other people that you're struggling. If you are listening and you are having a rough time and you don't like to admit it to people because you feel like you're being whiny, or you feel like you're putting too much on them, or you feel like you don't need to be sharing your business like that, know that you are not the only one who's feeling that way and not the only one who's struggling. And sometimes people think, what's wrong with me? Or people feel really ashamed, or they're just going through this alone. If you're going through it alone, don't let it be because you keep it to yourself, because then you're not giving anybody the opportunity in your life to help you, which they love you, they want to help you, they want to be there for you the way that you're there for them. So admit it when you're struggling and just say, if you could hold space for me, that would be amazing. I was so proud of you the other day because you messaged me and you said, I need you to hold space for me right now. And I was like, yes.
You were also very proud of me because I told you I didn't have it in me to go to Michael's.
Yes. And that seems like such a small thing for some people. It seems like, I really don't have it in me to go to Michael's right now. It seems very small, but for you, that was huge. Because I did ask you, I said, hey, listen, don't say yes if you don't mean it, but will you go to Michael's with me tonight? And you said, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. I knew you were tired. And finally, we were about to walk out the door. We were about to go. And you said, you know what? I really don't think I have it in me to go to Michael's. And I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was sad that I had to go by myself, but I was so happy that you actually trusted me enough to be honest with me and know that I would be fine with it.
Yeah.
And I really wish that you would do it more often, because I know that you don't. And sometimes I'm left to figure out if you mean it or not, which is exhausting. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I just have to trust that whatever comes out of your mouth is accurate.
Yeah.
Because what do we all crave? We crave authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what resonates the most, is authenticity. And you can feel that slightly off vibe when you know that somebody is just putting it on for show. What people need to realize is it's okay to say, I'm not okay. Just FYI, I am struggling.
Yeah. I think if you guys, whoever's listening, right now, the first people that pop into your head when I say, who are your most supportive allies? take a second to just think about them. See how their energy feels in your energy. And just know that those are the people. Spirit brought those people to your mind for a reason. Those are the people that you can rely on when you are coming a little bit short. When you might not have 100%, they can pick up where you have to leave off. When you need support, if you need somebody to just make you dinner, or even just call them to decide, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Because sometimes that is impossible. I think the hardest part for me about being an adult is just figuring out what to eat 3 times a day, every single day for the rest of my life. And it's easier for me to figure that out for somebody else than it is for me to figure it out for myself. So even if it's something as simple as that, or just, hey, I need to run to the grocery store. Can you come with me if you have space? And if they can, great. It's just nice to go do that with somebody else. Or find little microdoses of happiness. Give yourself something like an advent calendar where it's like every day you have something to look forward to at the end of the day, even if it's just a piece of chocolate, even if it's a TV show that you watch when you get in bed at night, you can look forward to all day. If it's a video game that you're playing that you're just so excited to get home at the end of the day and get in bed and play your video game, whatever it is, little tiny bits of joy each day will keep you going. Microdose your joy. And I think the biggest thing is just be gentle with yourself. Know that everybody is feeling a little bit shitty this time of year. Allow yourself to cancel plans.
This is your permission. We give you permission to prioritize yourself this season.
Especially those people that you thought of a moment ago when I asked who are your most supportive allies. Those are the people that you can feel comfortable canceling on, or just calling and being like, hey, I know we had plans to go to dinner tonight, but actually, can you just come over and we can watch Twilight for the 500th time? Or whatever your version of Twilight is, Abby. Sorry. I'm sorry you don't have taste or culture.
You know, it's that terrible Dracula movie that Keanu Reeves was in with the worst English accent ever.
That's your Twilight?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, no judgment. We listen and we don't judge. Interesting. Yeah, so allow yourself to move a little bit more slowly. I mean, the roads are bad anyway. Blame it on the roads. What are you most looking forward to for this winter? Let's give everybody something to be excited about. I'm looking forward to soup. So,
you know what I've been craving? Some of your beef stew.
I will make you beef stew. I will go through all of my ingredients with you and tell you exactly what I put in it to make sure there's no gluten.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting it so bad.
I'm looking forward to soup.
You know,
soup
it'd be
season.
fun bringing in like trading off and bringing in like a crock pot of soup every weekend.
That would be so fun.
Your soup and Amanda's muffins is all I need to support me.
Okay, so everybody's homework for this winter is find people, find your tribe, find your community, find people that can hold space for you. Identify those people and make those people feel loved.
Yes, and become comfortable with silence.
And find little tiny pieces of joy and sunshine every day. And just be real with yourself. If life sucks right now, life sucks right now. And that's okay. Let somebody know that. Be real with them. The people that love you will understand that. And if you don't have anybody in your life who loves you and understands that, let us know.
Yep.
We understand that sometimes life just fucking sucks.
I'm
really good at ignoring that, and Abby's really good at accepting that. So we'll balance you out. Also, we would be so dumb not to mention all of the spiritual things that you can do to make your winter a little bit more bearable. So a couple things I know that help me and help a lot of my clients during this time of year is sometimes this time of year, especially around the holidays, it's hard not being around people that you used to be around, especially people that have passed away. So coming in, getting a reading from a medium and connecting with your past loved ones. Then knowing that you need healing is also important too. So coming in for Reiki, sound healing, meditations, anything that makes you feel good. I know Reiki, massage, any sort of energy work or body work makes me feel really good. And then if you just need a moment for your mind to feel good, highly recommend finding somebody who can do some hypnosis. If you're around us, definitely come see Abby for that. Find somebody who can put you in a state where your subconscious kind of takes over and your consciousness takes a little bit of a backseat, because that can help you just kind of put a lot of things into perspective and feel a little bit better. It just gives your brain a little bit of a break. And if you need like plant medicine to help guide you to that space, that's okay too. Now is a really good time to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is your homework. Your homework is to just find those things that make you feel good. And honestly, rack up a credit card and go to another country for a little while.
I do not recommend that.
File bankruptcy. It's not going to follow you to your next lifetime.
Again, I don't recommend it.
Steal somebody's credit card and let them pay for it.
This is why we're partners, because we balance each other out.
I have an actual suggestion.
Oh boy.
Find a sugar daddy. You just have to be cute and
become a financial dominatrix.
Become a findom.
Yeah.
And that's really, I'm going to
sell your underwear.
I'm deleting everything from the whole podcast except for this. Sell your underwear, financially dominate men, and buy yourself into a happier life.
This feels like a really good use of my time.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea. As always, we're holding space for you through every season, even the hard ones, especially the hard ones. No matter what your hardest season is, we're always holding space for you through it.
This has been Mystic's Guide to the Universe.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.